Hey there, this is Mr. Jarrett, and I teach Project Lead the Way. What is Project Lead the Way? Project Lead the Way is a STEM curriculum, and there are three main divisions of Project Lead the Way. There's an elementary division, there's the high school courses, and then what we teach here is what's called the Gateway. And I teach three courses of the Gateway. The introductory class, if you're a sixth grader, you're taking design and modeling. Design and modeling is right there in the blue on the bulletin board. Hopefully at some point you'll get in here and be able to see it for real. So design and modeling, that's the introductory course. And it's kind of the foundation for everything else that's in the Gateway curriculum. The main focus is on the design process, learning about the design process, and working through that on a variety of different projects. The other two classes I teach and that's the sixth grade. If you're a sixth grader, you're taking design and modeling. Seventh grade, you're taking this one over here in the green. That's the green architecture. And green architecture, what is that? That's designing buildings that are more eco-friendly, have a smaller carbon footprint, that are more sensitive to the environment. All right, so you're looking at technologies that are sustainable, and you're looking at ways of reducing the amount of particularly carbon-based power systems that are needed to heat and cool and light our buildings. Ways of designing that use natural light, orientation, and so forth and so on to get done what we need to do or what we want to have in our homes and our places that we work. The last course, eighth grade, if you're taking Project Lead the Way, you're working on automation and robotics. Automation and robotics is kind of self-explanatory. There are two parts to it. I'll go ahead and explain it. Automation is how you get something to move. So it's coding. It's basically coding. Learning the VEX coding system so that your robotics, which is what you're going to build to do the job, will do what it is you want it to do. So those are the three again. Design and modeling, sixth grade, green architecture, seventh grade, and then back here you've got automation robotics. Now, a little bit about me, just very briefly. This is my 7th year of teaching at Community House Middle School. It's not my first teaching assignment. I started off many years ago in Cabarrus County at Mount Pleasant High School. I then taught at J.T. Williams Middle School for about 4 years. I taught at Charlotte Country Day School for 13 years. And I think, yeah, I said 7th year. I think this is my 7th year. 7 years at Community House Middle School. I started off as a science teacher, and now I'm doing this. My background in terms of education is I have a degree in architecture from UNCC, and that was my first career. I did that for about a dozen years, and I worked in Durham and Wilmington and in Charlotte for different firms and did a wide variety of projects. So particularly for the green architecture, I think I got a lot to add to that just by my work experience. Personally, married, got 2 kids, both in college. Yeah, and that's been kind of a fun thing to see if they're going back this year or not. I think they are. But they're out of the high school and out of our house a good bit of the year. That they've been around more often than usual because of the COVID issues. But I've got I live over in the Matthews area. We've got a variety of animals. I think it's a zoo, really. We got 4 dogs and 3 rabbits, and right now 2 rats that are my daughters, and a cat somewhere out in the backyard. So that's a little bit about me. I think I like about this curriculum is it's hands-on. It's hands-on curriculum. You're making things and building things and designing things and creating things. And Just a little bit different from the other classes, in this building. But the reality is that we're not in this building. Okay, so there's just something. Just be very, very upfront and honest. There's just some things that in the normal conditions we could do, we can't do remotely. But there's a lot of things that we can do. So that's what we're going to be focusing on, the things that we can do. And my hope for the year is that you get a great experience in here, regardless of being remote, and that you learn something about the design process, maybe pique an interest in engineering or architecture or commercial design, something like that, fashion design. There's all sorts of things that this curriculum could lead you to as you go down the road of life and start figuring out what it is you want to do later on in high school and college and beyond, or not even college. High school straight into some kind of career or something else. And anyhow, we do have, so most of the stuff that we usually use is here in this room, but we are going to provide you with some materials that we are working on getting together still. So that's like a to be announced pickup date. I'm not sure when that's going to be. Hopefully soon. It just depends on when materials get in here. This is just, again, being very honest. We had a lot of last minute changes. The curriculum has been worked on over the summer by teams of teachers to make it more remote friendly. But because of that, we got it at the very, very, the 11th hour, very end here. And so we're still I'm still looking at the curriculum myself and figuring things out. But I think by the time we get around to opening day, we'll be ready to go. Last thing I would just like you to do is to think about something positive that has come out of this interesting time that we've been through this since March. And I kind of want to get us started on that foot. For me, I've been able to do some things I hadn't been able to do before. I've had some time that I haven't had to spend on some things in a while, some personal things I like. I still dabble in architecture a little bit here and there. I've done a little bit of that. I like to write. I'm not going to be on a bestsellers list or anything like that, but it's just something that I like to do. I'm into photography. I like getting out, getting into the outdoors, which is why I like this room so much. I got these big windows over here with lots of natural light in. Speaking of green architecture, natural lighting. So those are, and I've discovered that, my own backyard is kind of an interesting place. We have a deep yard with lots of trees and so forth, and we have all sorts of wildlife that comes through there: deer and possums and raccoons and owls and hawks, and just it's an interesting place just to sit back there when you have some spare time, and when I've had a lot of spare time, and just take a look at what's around you. Haven't been able to travel for several months, but I found that close to home it's a pretty special place. So anyway, down below here in the comments area, just something, your name and hello and that kind of stuff, but something that you've picked up on or been able to do during this COVID crisis, and something positive that you've been able to get out of this. I'm looking forward to trying. This is going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting. I'll be very honest. I'm going to make mistakes. I will make some mistakes. I won't tell you that I'm not. And I'm going to be on a kind of a learning curve myself. So give Mr. Jarrett cut me some slack, and we'll get through this together. I think it'll be good. All right. Take care. We'll see you on Monday. Well, A days. We have an A day, B day schedule. So take a look at your schedule. A day on Monday, B day on Tuesday. All right. Thanks. Have a good day.